Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Mixio, and today I'm gonna be trying something out. I got a little bit of a story time video for yesterday, and in the background for you guys, I got some Call of Duty Vanguard. So I'm actually queued up with my friend Nick here. You can actually see him in the chat sometimes. I dropped 51, I think, and he dropped 52. Like it's a pretty good game. So it's got kills and deaths, obviously. But yeah, so it's got some good gameplay in the background for you guys. But a little bit more context for this story. So this is about 5-6 years ago when I lived in California. So I'm gonna say I'm about 11 or 12 years old, depending on like the date, because I don't remember the exact date. But so it's like a Friday night, and I asked my friends, I'm like, hey, is it all right if I go and sleep in our living room? Just because of the fact they're like, oh yeah, sure, like you don't got anything going on tomorrow. It's Friday night. It's not school night. So I'm like, okay, sweet, thank you. And to give you guys an understanding of how my couch looked, so it's a U couch. So we have a fireplace against the far wall. So like when you walk in our door, like our front door, you turn left, you pass our stairs, you turn left, and you see it. There's a fireplace on that far wall, like across from you. Then there's this like a place where you can lay down, and it's for if you had like two people with you. And then there's like that skinny narrow part that's like just for sitting for the most part. Like, you wouldn't necessarily want to lay there. And then there's that long narrow part that also turns into like the form of the U, you know? And that's like the long person if you want to sleep there and like you're just by yourself. So you're going, and I'm asleep on the part that's closest to the fireplace. We got the fireplace on. I'm like relaxed. I have my Xbox going. Well, so when you're looking at the TV across from like the U, you look and there's a hallway. That hallway, you go to the left, right? And there's a bathroom. You go straight. You got the garage. Then you go to the right, and it's like it's a different floor plan than what I've ever been used to. And you go to the right, and the laundry room is right there on the main level. And well, it has a door that leads outside, and this is the part that's like different. Cause like most times bathrooms don't or laundry rooms don't have that, you know. And so I'm asleep. Our dog Dinah barks. My parents like, Dinah, like, go to bed. Like she just randomly barks at the night. And so it's like, all right, like what's going on? And so we're going, and throughout the night, apparently, my mom, I guess, didn't close the laundry room door all the way before she went to bed, and so it was like kind of cracked, like, but like it's not noticeable. Like no normal person would be like, oh, you could tell that door's not open or not closed. Well, come to find out, in the morning I wake up and I find out that someone was robbed. Not someone, we were robbed. And when I say we were robbed, I mean my Xbox was stolen. My we were like in the worst part is we were like just in the process of moving, so things are boxed up. Well, the route came from the laundry room. Well, the laundry room, we had like 3 of those Camelbacks. So like, those things are like $50, $60 because of the fact they got water, they can fit in a backpack. They took all of them, and we had like 3 of them. So that's $150. My parents that night before too had counted up all their change in a change jar, and they counted about $72, something like that. So that all combined $220. We'll say to make it a fair number. Well, you come into the living room. He took my Kinect. That was in a box. He took the Kinect games. That was in a separate box. He also took my Xbox. The Xbox I could have got over, and that's not the part that hurt the most. I was addicted. I was just getting like the Call of Duty games. Like I played some Black Ops here and there, but I finally found Modern Warfare 2, and this was my game. Like this is my favorite game of all time. Well, I heard that we were moving, and I also heard rumors that like, oh, if you leave your like a disc in your Xbox, like it can break the disc. And here I am, the 12-year-old that believes everything, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to lose my Xbox. I don't want to lose my favorite game. So I take it out, and it's in a box too. And he takes our Xbox, he takes our games, and I'm heartbroken when I see this. Well, keep in mind in this story, I'm 12 years old, right? I wake up, and there's police officers in our house. My parents are looking at me. Like my dad has his arm over my mom's shoulder, and like the other one like in front of her, like underneath her chin. My mom has like her hand over her mouth, like the one where it's like the 2 fingers underneath the chin, like the middle finger to the left of the mouth, and then the one above the lips and the thumb on the opposite side of the cheek. Like so basically the opposite side of the middle finger, not the cheek. And I look up and I see that, and my mom like gasps and like goes into my mom like, oh my god, our son's alive. He's not dead. Well, these cops are just like, there's probably 3-4 cops in my house just going around checking everything. We got 1 in the backyard, 3 in the house. So it's like, okay, like what's going on? And we got some in the laundry room, patting everything down, like spraying that, like tapping out that powder on the counters. the drawers, everything. And it's like, whoa, this is a lot. There's a lot going on right here. And start going, and they're not letting us leave because the fact our house is under investigation. At the end of the day, it's understandable. Well, I live in a cul-de-sac, and my best friend Chase is right down the street, and I just want to go tell him. I want to talk to him about this because like I'm a scared kid, and he's older than me, and they're not letting us out. Well, finally they let us out. They leave. I remember I took off full speed on my little Razor, the nice red one. It's got the blue handles, everything. We're in full speed. I go down to his house. I'm banging on his parents' door. His parents open up and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up, bud? Like, do you know what's going on with all the cops and everything?" And I'm like, "No, like that's why I'm here. Like, I don't know what's going on with the cops." And so we're going, and I go to talk to him, and I'm like, "Hey, like, I don't know what's going on." And I remember I woke him up, and he has a nice tricked out scooter, and we come down full speed, going down to my house. And we're being our own little detectives. We're like checking out everything. We're like finding out all the perfect ways to commit this crime, right? Well, we can't figure it out. We tried it for 10 minutes because we're kids. Our attention span isn't that long. And he's trying to cheer me up because of the fact I'm like, oh my God, my favorite game is gone. I just got robbed. Like, today could not be going worse. Well, our friend Jonathan, who's my next door neighbor, comes. He finds his scooter just riding out, hanging around. He goes, "Oh my God, guys, you're not going to believe it. My grandpa last night went to GameStop at 1 a.m. and got a brand new Xbox 360. And I'm like, "Oh my God, no way." But then when realization hits me, I go, "Wait a second. GameStop isn't open at 1 a.m. He goes, "It's not?" And keep in mind really quickly, it's like June, July. It's not Black Friday. There's not Christmas things going on. It's not a brand new Xbox 360 release. In fact, the Xbox One has already been announced at this point. So it's like, did you really get an Xbox 360 at 1 a.m.? It's like a question I had to ask myself because of the fact, didn't process everything in the moment. When he starts going, he's like, "Yeah, it had a Connect, it had games, it had accounts on it, like everything is, and the accounts are stacked on all the games." And I'm like, "No way." So I ask him, I'm like, "Did you get Modern Warfare?" He goes, "Yeah, that was a game in there." And I go, "Really? You also had accounts?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Was the account Mixtrio, which is my account?" He goes, "Yeah, that's account on." He's like, "Man, that's a really good guess." And I asked him if my dad's account was on there, and he goes, "Yeah, how'd you know that?" And I go, "No way." And I go, "You gotta talk to my mom. You gotta tell her this news." And he goes, "Okay." And he goes, talks to my mom, confesses. And we call the cops back. I'm like, "Hey, we found out who stole our Xbox." And they go, "Oh, we don't have enough evidence." And it's like, this little kid just confessed that his grandpa stole my Xbox. Well, he basically admitted that he stole my Xbox. And it's like, oh my God. Well, he comes to he doesn't really do anything. And I'm bitter, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, my Xbox got stolen last night." He goes, "Oh, that's so unfortunate." He doesn't put the pieces together. At this point, I have the piece together in my head. And I'm like, "Oh, well, can I go play the Xbox?" I was going to confront his grandpa. As, yes, a little bold 12-year-old I was. I was going to go confront his grandpa. But he's like, "Oh no, my grandpa doesn't want anyone playing on it for a while." He's like, he wants to make sure that's going to stay safe and everything. I'm like, so this man stole it, and he knows it, and he doesn't want anyone breaking in. Understandable, I guess. Well, we found out that we did it, and we were all, I was heartbroken. And I was like, man, there goes my Xbox. There goes memories. Every negative thought I could be having, I'm having right now. Well, a few years pass, and I go to visit my homeboy Chase. I fly down there to California because I don't live in the state anymore. Jonathan comes. He goes, "Hey, man, I just wanted to apologize." He's like, I just realized that." He's like, "My grandpa stole your Xbox. I've always meant to say sorry to you," because he's like, "That's a pretty messed up thing." I'm like, "Oh, dude, like, it's whatever." At the end of the day, I'm still holding that grudge. Like, it's my console. It is my favorite game, and it was taken away from me. So yeah, I'm bitter at this point. Got to be honest. But I'm like, "Oh yeah, man, it's whatever. Like, not your fault. You didn't do it." At the end of the day, I'm not upset with him. But yeah, and so I'm like, and so at the end of the day, I'm not like super heartbroken anymore. It's just like one of those things where it's like, really, you have to take an Xbox? Like, really, why couldn't you just gone out and buy your own, But yeah, so this is the first story time. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to let me know, please. I will happily do some more. Other than that, though, it has been your boy Mixtrio. Yes, we did rebrand the name. This is my original name, so I'm just going back to it. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I know that some of it's a little shaky and everything because I mean it's just a very explosive, shaky game. But yeah, so luckily something that's kind of funny is so this game, the game before this, I wasn't streaming, so I didn't get the content for it. But I was our team's top frag, but I was elected for most, like I was like 2 kills behind the leader again. But I had a card for the team MVP that was like, oh, most multi kills. This game, I get a team MVP that says most multi kills. That happened 2 more times in a row, and I actually have them showed up for you at the end of this. And then the last one, I go, please, just give me something else, like give me any other card, and it gives me the best KD because of the fact my team just someone had more. I had the most eliminations, but someone's had a higher score than everything for me. But yeah, here's all the clips. I hope you guys have a good one. I will see you guys in the next video.